By forever, ancient Egyptian mummification, hieroglyphics freestyle. Long, long ago, 3,000 years before the good old time, there lived a young and joyous maid in Egypt's burning clime. Around his cherished darling, clung a father's hopes and fears, and the sunshine and dew were hers, a mother's smiles and tears. Fair grew the child and ripened soon to lovely womanhood. Amid the brightest of the land and virgin beauty stood, while the rosy light of love revealed that soon the garden's pride, transplanted to another's bower, would bloom and blush a bride. Alas, for human happiness, 'twas then, as it is now, the fairest flowers are the first beneath the storm to bow. Dark is the dawn of that young life, dimmed is the lover's smile. He weeps upon the broken stem of a lily of the Nile. A faint through the rolling ages, we hear the anguish cry, and onward swell of the tears that flowed, till misery's springs were dry, while her pure and spotless memory and frankincense of mirth smells sweet and blossoms in the pitch. 'Tis all that's left of her now for that lover so forlorn, that broken-hearted youth. No fiction shall my page adorn, but plain, unvanished truth. Eerie 12 short moons, he dried his eyes, forgot his lady gummy, and wooed another, who in turn was maiden, wife, and mummy. 3,000 years and more are fled. A strange unfall of race is dwelling in what was to her a quite unheard of place, and Britain's honored queen is throned in that most favored spot, which is now called Old England, and was then the powers knew what. From those for shores adventurous feet have wandered to the land where a crocodile and ibis and mummified glory stand, and eager hands have bartered gold for Egypt's buried daughter, to bring her to the western world across the flowing water. 3 days, a magic number. She now holds a mantony for late decrees that strangers here cerements rend away. Each throbbing heart in stillness waits till gliding from her sea the ancient and the modern are meeting face to face. Like her own goddess veiled she attends before our wandering gaze, and on her shrouded from once more behold the sun's warm rays. Leave her a while in mystery. 'Tis fit that she should keep her solemn watch one little day ere we invade the sleep. The young antiquity, we welcome thee in silent eloquence. Thou speakest to our spirits, though dumb of ear of sense, and still thought thou shalt embalmed be in every memory, while we think with awe-struck wonder of the maiden of the Nile, unwrapped the queen in vestments. Lo, she bursts upon the sight with the jewels on her dusky form like stars upon the night. She lived, loved, and died, and was forgot. Her history was told, and it is now then as it was before the days are old. Let the story be told, let the story be told. Well, there I go. Behold, walking down this lonely road, the pyramid, let it be told. The aliens helped the Egyptians build the pyramids, wrapping never ending, I said. Open sesame, wrap in mortality, hidden and secreted, mysteries known only to I, passed down through the ages, father to son through from time immemorial, hidden properties of matter, spells and rituals from gods, incomprehensible. Words alone will not satisfy. Drama is needed to comfort the sinner, to heal the sick, to send the dead on their way. Gifts are needed, honey, beer, clothes, the method of your transmutation. These things only I know. I am Carrie Ebb, the mummy master. Celebrate life, which is death, mummification, resurrection. and from it, do exactly as they say, open the mouth of the dead, and the mummy will rise. Rubrics you'll never grasp, try you may, 4 amulets and 4 walls, blazing torches fill each one. Remember to put them out with the milk of a white cow. Try as you may the secrets that lay within me. You'll never have hieroglyphs on the temple wall. Will stir you to action. Take the form of an ape or the form of a bull. Then place them just right. Sacred objects to prolong your life and renew your birth. These things only I know, for I am the mummy master. Ra rises from the water of the new. Screaming woman gives birth while Anubis grasps her hand. If it's virility and strength you want, then come to me. I'll grant it all, for I am the mummy master. Figurines with heads of serpents, dogs, crocodiles, baboons, with knives. These are meanings you'll never get unless you turn to me. Carry Heb, master of the mummy. For a price I'll give you what you need, or failing this I'll take your soul and leave you empty. Heretic tech, theological work, all about supposed identities and long forgotten religions, ancient cults. It's all there in an inscribed roll of papyrus, found in a tomb, and series of spells for use. I'm a deceased, I don't know what it will do to me. Don't cling to the firm to what you thought you knew yesterday, for tomorrow something new is coming into being. Or Osiris sits in judgment on a pedestal of 9 steps. My sins are all too apparent to him. A pair of scales are balanced on a mummy, and they tip in the wrong direction. Froth, the baboon stands upon a boat to take me away. There's a black pig out there that awaits for me. Anubis looks on, saying nothing, his eyes so sad. Well, there you go. Never stop spitting, don't you know? Well. Rushing as always, my shadow jumped, but I hesitated. Both the water and I survived. Oh, woodcutter, cut my shadow, release me from the torment of seeing myself fruitless. I refused in the first life to become a river, so geography would not force me to swallow salt every day and the cataracts of eternity. I became a balcony, a road to sea, available a step lost among windows and shadows. I am abundant multitude in the portrait of the ostracized exile. My shadow on the water, many of the ever repeating one. I copy text from the excess of clouds. I am not a poet, all prophecies have concluded. I return alone in a crippled ascension. I am my poem, and outside I gape at my image. I am my image, and outside a poem writes me at a cafe near the sea. I am my mirror, and inside there is an image that echoes my voice and copies my poem. I am my shadow, and he who walks beyond the light is a devil in my image, sipping the spirits out of my coffee in order to stop from spitting. Never stop spitting forever and ever. What is wrong with my head? Never stop spitting forever and ever. Ancient Egypt, the ancient Egyptians lived along the Nile, and when the waters flooded and made them smile, the soil became fertile, and so the crops grew. A healthy crop was, oh, such a lovely view, and a society grew by the riverside, which has intrigued people far and wide. They believed in the afterlife, and so when they died, rich Egyptians were mummified. Organs removed were put in a candlepick jars, but the brain was thought useless and thrown afar. The body was cleaned, natron was applied to dry out the body once the person had died. The heart was wrapped and put back in the chest. The rest of the body with bandages was dressed. The body was next in a sarcophagus laid, and a mask for the face next was made. The heart was then weighed by Anubis to decide if you'd live in the afterlife once you died. Possessions from this life, if this be your fate, would be needed in the afterlife. I'll be forever rhyming in the afterlife while God's laughing at me for eternity. From that day, pyramids were built to hold your treasures. This must have been such an extravagant measure. The most famous to be found of these large tombs was that of the young pharaoh Tutankhamun. Inside was to behold so many clues displayed like hieroglyphics and sent aboard a game they played. A lot about Egypt now is known, thanks of course to the Rosetta Stone, which allowed archaeologists to read the hieroglyphs. The Egyptian writing, which we think is terrific, as now we can learn about this ancient civilization. Melvin the mummy, who lived near the Nile, had worked as a mummy for more than a while, for mummies can go their entire careers without a vacation for thousands of years. He guarded the pyramids day after day to frighten the burglars and bandits away, which meant as he stood watching over the pharaohs, he often got shot at with bullets and arrows. His job was so stressful, the pay was so poor, but still Melvin stayed and protected the door until he got sick of his sad situation and knew that he needed to take a vacation. His crypt was so dark and so cold and so clammy. He packed up a swimsuit and flew to Miami. He thought he would stay there for just a few days, enjoying the beach and absorbing some rays. But sadly, poor Melvin would never return, and this is a lesson all mummies should learn. Don't take any trips where, like Melvin, you'll find vacations make mummies relax and unwind. Rhyme after rhyme, all day and all night, night and night.